from meetings with some of America's most important allies here in Asia, including the leaders of Japan and South Korea. But there are big issues on the table, and cooperation, coordination need to be discussed. And President Biden has always felt that face-to-face meetings are the best way to gain a deeper and better understanding. That direct communication that has been lacking during the first half of this presidency, largely because of pandemic restrictions. And so those meetings with Japan and South Korean leaders will largely focus on the issue of North Korea, the nuclear threat, the possibility of a seventh underground nuclear test, but also the big meeting, the big bilateral meeting next week, face-to-face for the first time in the Biden presidency with the Chinese leader Xi Jinping. There certainly is a lot for those two to talk about, given the escalating tensions in the region, the dispute over everything from the self-governing democracy of Taiwan to cooperation on issues like climate change and North Korea as well. So a busy agenda, Layla, for President Biden as he arrives here. He'll be speaking in the coming hours and also meeting with the Cambodian Prime Minister, as you mentioned, in about less than an hour or so.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is also there. Who is he meeting with?
So we just a few minutes ago actually were watching the footage of that meeting between the Secretary of State Blinken and the Ukrainian Foreign Minister, where Blinken reaffirmed essentially United States support for Ukraine as long as it takes. This, of course, coming on the heels of a major Ukrainian victory in the city of Kherson, which is near Crimea. There were congratulations offered to the Ukrainians for what they describe as a major victory, with citizens welcoming them back to that city that had been occupied by Russian forces. Of course, the issue of funding for Ukraine, which is billions of dollars, most of it contributed by the U.S., continues to be some are questioning whether post-midterms, President Biden would be able to deliver on that kind of financial support, given his better-than-expected showing in the U.S. for Democrats on the heels of his very urgent message of the importance of defending democracy. He really does come in here with a lot more power, if you will, domestically in terms of getting his agenda moved forward than many expected. And that certainly is great news for the Ukrainians. We're hoping the United States financial support will continue, because they certainly need it to keep holding down the fort against Russia with the winter months approaching, Layla.
Well, Ripley in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, thank you so much for your